Hey y'all, did y'all miss us? Because we sure missed you. Look, watch, like, and subscribe to our channel at Sister Sis 1988, as well as follow us on all our social media platforms at Sister Sis 1988. Today we have a very, very, very special guest. I'm going to have us introduce ourselves first, and then I'm going to let her give us her banger. So I'm Jamie.
I'm Latoya.
And I'm Calandra.
So Mrs. Valencia Danzler, is that correct?
Yeah, she's call me Val.
Okay, Val. Okay, go ahead and tell our audience a little bit about you, and then we'll dive into these questions.
Well, yes, John. First of all, I'm excited to be here. I love being around you, beautiful ladies. But my name is Val Dantzler, and I'm known as the Gratitude Grandmaster and the Mademoiselle of Manifestation. So, long time ago, and we're gonna get into it. But gratitude changed. No, it saved my life, and that's what I talk about today.
All right, then we're gonna go ahead and get it started. And we thank you so much for taking this time out on a Saturday to even meet with us, because I know it's probably some better things you could be doing. Let me go ahead and ask you, where are you from? Are you in Charlotte right now?
I am in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and dive in these questions then.
All right.
All right, Miss Val. So, can you explain what neuroencoding is and how it relates to gratitude?
Yes. Okay. So neuroencoding is basically how the mind works. It's a study of how the mind works and how a person can actually, if they're not successful, they've actually programmed themselves to be that way. So we help you reprogram your mind so that you automatically default to the best versions of yourselves. All right. So gratitude comes in. So for me, gratitude is getting yourself better, working on yourself one on one. I started with gratitude and it changed my life. I didn't understand why it worked, so it made me delve in deeper. And so the neuro encoding is what dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's and let me understand why this experience that I had was really working. So, yeah.
Okay. So, how did you start on your journey with neuroencoding and what led to you being so passionate about it?
Yeah, so I'm very passionate. I can't seem to get away from it. Okay. And I don't want to because now I know that it's my calling. That's why, it's a pleasure really to be on here to talk to you guys about it today because for so long, really, I was in a place where I was depressed. Okay. I'm talking, listen, I know I might look good for my age, but I'm way older than y'all are. Okay. So you guys probably weren't even born yet when I started experiencing things in my life that, I mean, it just really made me miserable. Even at the age of 7, my mom died, right? Just things. And, a lot of people have traumatic things happen to them, divorce, relationships that didn't work out. I found myself on this earth really by myself, by myself, no siblings, no parents, no boyfriend, no husband, no nothing, right? And those are the types of things that I would play over and over and over again in my head for years. And you would see me, in public. I was putting on, I had all the latest fashions and all those types of things, and nothing's wrong with it. But it was what I was trying to use to make myself feel good. But it was like putting a bandage over a wound, right? It just doesn't, putting dirt and bandage over a wound, it's not going to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So with gratitude, when I found that really by chance, but not by chance, it changed everything for me. And within 5 days, I started feeling a lot better to where I didn't want to say bye-bye to this world because I was going to say bye-bye to this world. I had gotten to that point. But gratitude changed it. And so that's why I'm passionate about it. I'm very passionate about it because I want to change people's lives. I know what it feels like to be down and out and to feel like you have absolutely nothing. And you actually are thinking yourself into the way that this is the only thing that can happen to you. To say bye-bye is the only way to resolve it, right? And so I've been on that side. And I hope none of you guys have ever been or know anyone that's been on that side. But I've been on that side And I was able to bring myself back through gratitude. And that's why I'm passionate about it.
Well, that's a blessing.
It really is. I am so glad that you were able to bring yourself back and we able to have this conversation with you right
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
How do you conquer negative thinking?
Okay. So, I got to a point where you ever have a point, maybe not you, I'm just kind of talking in general, but nothing seems to be working out for you. There's something deeper inside of you that you want, but you have no idea how to attain it. You try things and they just don't seem to work. You don't have that happiness inside of you, right? And so we tend to have a tendency, there's something called the toxic 10. And it's basically just negative thoughts that everybody has. I don't care. You may be the most accomplished person in your field. You may have the most money in your bank. You may have the finest clothes in your closet, but you find yourself saying negative things to yourself, right? And the way that you work on it is first you have to come to the awareness. See, I used to think it's that person's fault, or this person did that to me, or, I'm a victim. But when I got to the point where I said, wait a minute, why do these bad things keep happening to me? The only thing is in common is me. So maybe I need to change me. So I came to that awareness where, no, I need to change myself. I need to work on me. And that is the foundation for where you're going to start going up, because now you understand that you're aware. Wait, let me work on me. So that's the first step in conquering negativity.
So how do you redirect individuals when you're working with them and talking to them about their own, self-talk? That's what I call it, like that negative self-talk. We're our own worst critic. We get in our head and we get to talking, to ourselves. How do you
Right.
redirect them? Because some people really, really struggle with that. How do you redirect them?
So you have to interrupt that pattern. That's it. And with the gratitude, that's what I ended up doing. I didn't even know I was doing it, guys. I'm telling you, this was the last thing that I was going to try before I said bye-bye. I was interrupting the pattern because I used to wake up in the morning for years thinking about the bills I couldn't pay, the problems, relationships that I had in my life that didn't work. My mama died, my daddy died. God, how could you do this to me? All of the holidays that I spent by myself, right? I mean, just nothing. But it was what I was replaying in myself. I was thinking about these things in myself. Well, guess what? It wasn't my fault. And I'm going to say it's not the audience's fault. It's nobody's fault, because we're not taught how to think. So what you think about, you bring about. Write that down. What you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. This is a principle. This is a universal principle that I discovered, right? So that's why all those bad things were happening to me. So by focusing in on my gratitude, there's several techniques, first of all. But the one technique that I used that I didn't even know what I was doing was I would get up in the morning and I said, okay, I'm going to write down in a journal, and I wasn't a journaler, 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for.
Okay.
It was so hard for me to do it. It was difficult. I felt stupid. Okay, doing it. But I'm going to tell you, just that little 5-minute exercise, doing it, I did it for 5 days at first. By the end of the 5 days, I felt better. Well, it's because I was interrupting that pattern. I was putting something new in, and I was putting something good in.
So what you think about, you bring about. I like that one.
Yes.
What you think about, you bring about. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so Ms. Brown, my question is, what are some practical ways that individuals can incorporate gratitude into their daily lives to positively impact their neural encoding? Now, you just talked about like one technique. So for that specific question, what would you advise?
So, I mean, like there are several different techniques. So the easiest for me, one-on-one, was that gratitude. I mean, just go out and get you a journal. Now, some people say, well, I just think about what I'm grateful for every day. Well, can y'all remember what y'all thought about yesterday around this time? Because I can't. Maybe your brain and maybe you got it like that, but I don't have it like that. I can't remember what I thought about 24 hours ago, right? We have 10,000 thoughts
That's true.
going
Very
through
true.
us
Yes,
all
yes, yes,
right.
yes.
So
Mine constantly going.
exactly, your mind is constantly going, and we're constantly with the vibration. We're going up and down. Up means you're high, you're feeling good. Down means you're low, right? I always tell people when you high, you can fly. When you down, your destiny, you will drown. Okay, so
Mm.
it's up to you to stay high, right? And feeling good. It's nobody else's responsibility but your responsibility to feel good. All right. So, a quick way to do it is write it down. What you write, you invite. It goes into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is 10,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind, right? So, just by having a discipline, try it for 5 days, right? Write down, I'm so happy and grateful that, and let the pen do the talking. You don't even have to get yourself into a certain state. The fact that you're doing this, the fact that you got a journal, the fact that this is like a little date with yourself. Put on some nice little music, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And just start. You will be amazed at what happens. At first it's going to be a little difficult because you're not used to it. You may be used to thinking about all your problems, or I mean, this is a normal thing to think about these things where things are on the TV, they're on the radio, they're on social media, they're everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I tell people, okay, we got that. We know what's going on in the news. We know this, right? But I want you to right now, I want you to look around. Look around. Look around at what's in your life right now. Look around. You got a roof over your head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got a beautiful painting behind you. She has a beautiful ocean behind her, right? I mean, a beautiful pictures and things, right? Be
Right.
great that little. Be grateful for it, but write that down. Even though it seems insignificant, it's not a big thing. You can hear, you can see. Write it down. You will be amazed at how you will start to feel. Do it for 5 days. At first,
Mm-hmm.
you're not maybe going to feel too much, maybe, but just keep doing it. 5 days. And I tell people, tell me how you feel after that.
Okay.
It works.
Okay. So go ahead. Who's that?
No, I was just saying
Somebody.
it does work. And I tell
So
you, it saved my life because I had the date.
Oh.
right.
Mm.
The date.
So the that's kind of like affirmation too. Kind of like the same thing.
Well, now for me, there's several different ways to do this. I talk about all the things I had tried that wasn't working. See,
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the church. I was speaking in tongues. I knew to call forth what I wanted, but I would call it forth, it wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Affirmation me did not work. All right.
Uh,
Until I really learned now there's a science behind it. And it's really a mantra that you want to do. And you have to have movement with it. You can't just you could read an affirmation, but if you want to take it to another level, you need to get up. You need to look up. You need to say it. You need to I do it while I walk out loud talking. People think I'm crazy, right? But then sometimes people really get into it because I'm speaking positively, right? But that's just another level, right? But you got to have movement with it. All right. You got to have movement. Now I have another technique. It's called a stop technique, right? And it's kind of like an affirmation, but there's movement with it. And I can tell you guys scientifically why it works. It just works. Okay.
I think we're going to get into
okay.
that just a little bit later on
Yeah.
the stop
Okay.
Yeah.
method.
Just a little
Yes.
bit later.
Stop technique.
So right now, you got my attention. I think y'all of us attention. We just like gazing at the computer right now at you. So we appreciate it. But we're gonna come to our stop point, and we're gonna bring you back, Miss Val. Is that all right with you?
Oh, that's
All right.
how I know
Okay.
I can go so deep sometimes so quick, but I'm passionate about this. So
That we can
That's
tell.
all
We can
right.
tell. That is okay. So
Until next time.
there is strength in sisterhood.
And supporting sisterhood. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.